Bungie, what are we doing? What are we doing? Please tell me what are we doing? Here we go. Yo, YouTube, time for another review video of a weapon from season of the Splicer. Today we're going over the ignition code kinetic grenade launcher, breach launcher, mind you. All right, filling up that kinetic slide. First good kinetic grenade launcher we've had since, I don't know, Mountaintop. So let's hop right to it, shall we? All right, so let's go over some base things about the ignition code. It is a kinetic grenade launcher, like I said before, lightweight frame, one-shot handheld grenade launcher with remote detonation, obviously with the buff that they can just hit any target directly and they will explode. So you no longer have to really do the detonation, but you can still do the detonation if you want. Okay. And again, lightweight frame, shoots pretty quickly. All right. For the base stats of this weapon, the blast radius is a 55, the velocity is a 75, the stability is 35, the handling is 68, the reload is 68, the aim assistance is a 71, the zoom is a 13. Who's actually aiming down sights with these things, I don't know. The recoil direction is 75, and it's a 90 RPM grenade launcher with one in the magazine. Its time to kill is roughly 2.15 seconds. That's about 2.2 seconds. All right, so just like any other grenade launcher, it's about the same amount of time depending on your shot. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant for this video. Grenade launchers, specifically special ammo grenade launchers, in my opinion, need to be removed from Destiny 2 when it comes to PvP. For PvE though, I think they're perfectly fine, outside of some certain occasions. Okay, I do not like the fact that they can be used in such a way that it makes things slightly trivial if given the slightest edge when it comes to the perk pool. Okay, I do not think that they are balanced or being balanced so that they are not overpowered. The only thing I think that's keeping them in line is the fact that they only have one shot in the magazine sometimes. Again, depending on the perks that you have. Okay. I think they should be completely disabled for PvP, 100%. And yeah, I just don't agree with how they're being used. Players go in a Crucible and they use them for pretty much every little thing now, just making the Crucible completely trivial, just in general, to go in there to, have fun and shoot around with other people. I think it just ruins the game. All right, they should be disabled for Crucible and only enabled for PvE, and put somewhere in the middle where they're only useful for mobbing and not for like any actual boss damage or anything like that. They are pretty much versatile in all categories though, so what are you gonna do here, right? So let's go over the perk list for this particular weapon, right? So in the first column here, we have pretty much every single version of the launch version of it. Obviously you want to kind of like go towards smart drift control here, but you have all your options there for the picking. In the second column here, pretty much the usual suspects again, all of the grenade perks here: blinding grenades, proximity grenades, spike grenades, high velocity rounds, the implosion rounds, and the concussion grenades. First column up here, we have field prep, slide shot, surplus, ambitious assassin, quick draw, and lead from gold. And then in this final column here, we have one of the new perks coming down the line, danger zone. The blast radius of this weapon when surrounded by combatants is larger. All right, it activates within -9 meters of the enemies, which is a bad thing. Okay, I don't think this is supposed to be a good trait, or it would probably have a different activation, because the closer you are to the targets that's getting blown up, you have the potential to blow yourself up. Okay, and we have Thresh, Warper Weapon, Demolitionist, One for All, and Frenzy. All right, okay, so what are the god rolls that I'm going to recommend today? Pretty versatile here, but let's go over it right now. For PvE, Ambitious Assassin paired with Frenzy or One for All. And we also have Field Prep paired with Vorpal Weapon or Once for All. All right. For PvE, it's pretty simple. If you're clearing out mobs, proximity mines are pretty good for groups of miners. But when you start getting into the real realm of majors and bosses, you might want to start looking towards spike grenades or blinding and concussion grenades. All right, blinding and concussion grenades have the potential to stun an enemy out of their attack, depending on the enemy. All right, concussion grenades will do this no matter what. Blinding grenades has a small percentage chance to do it. I've seen it happen. It depends on the enemy though, so it's mostly roughly with like wizards, ogres, and servitors. But if you do it right and you have an enemy over a gap, you can get them to fall down in that gap when they get hit with it. It's actually pretty cool when you see it. They just get stunned and they just fall off the map. But yeah, for those PvE perks, it's pretty simple here, right? Not too hard to understand. You want to have spike grenades for the extra damage, or proximity grenades for the extra room to clear out mobs. So if you can't aim properly, you just shoot towards those enemies and boom, blows right up, right? And again, like I said, for blinding and concussion grenades, obviously stunning enemies is a big help too. If you're going to be going into a damaged version of that, i.e. what you would do with field prep and Vorpal there, right? So you're fighting a boss, field prep Vorpal, crouch down, shoot this thing off, Vorpal get that extra damage in there, and if that boss or enemy is swinging at you, you can stun them in place. All right, spike grenades now you'd be sacrificing the damage there without having spike grenades, but that's up to you, your choice there, however you want to play it. Some people like to play that more supportive role and being active and keeping things shut down. Now for mobbing and things like that, like I said, Ambitious Assassin is your friend. There's not many other things in that perk, in that lane, that I would pick for the PvE side of life. Okay, still looking at Danger Zone here. I have not tested this just yet. I will test it when I get around to the review for the Vanguard grenade launcher, which is I think energy version of a grenade launcher, but that also might be another kinetic grenade launcher too. I gotta double check, but make sure you click that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you know when that video comes up on the feed. All right, moving over to the side of PvP. If you're using this thing in PvP, just uninstall the game now. All right, if you don't use any other weapon besides a grenade launcher in PvP, just uninstall. Like, I don't even understand how you find it fun to use one of these weapons inside of the Crucible, but I'll still give you some recommendations. You have blinding grenades, slide shot, and one for all as one role, and then spike, ambitious, slide shot, surplus, and Vorpal. Okay, now I named off all these perks, right? For the second one, the first one is literally just an annoyance in itself. Blinding grenades to disorient your enemy, slide shot to reload, and then one for all for that extra damage. All right. You could also go with frenzy there too if you wanted that little bit of extra damage, but it's up to you. As well as Vorpal too. All right. For the second one, spike grenades, just flat damage. Okay. Ambitious Assassin. If you get the kills, you'll load up the grenade launcher with 2 grenades. They capped it at 2, thank God. But you'll get 2 grenades, and then you can go on and do it again multiple times, clearing out mobs of enemies within control. Right. Slide shot, same deal. You reload the weapon. Surplus. That one's pretty interesting because you get some benefits for having all of your abilities up, and depending on your play style, that might actually work for you. Okay. And then Vorpal, like I said, people with their supers. So it's pretty much a no-brainer there, right? Okay. Overall, what is my recommendation on this weapon? It's kinetic. It's a must-have. Must have it. If you're going to be using this for PvP, again, uninstall your game. Okay. This is the last good kinetic grenade launcher we've had since Mountaintop. But I will have to say this is the 3rd iteration of Mountaintop. What I mean by that is we've had a Truth Teller come out with new roles and an equal to a new Mountaintop. And then we've also had Or Wings Maul come out with new roles and equal up to Mountaintop. Doesn't look like there's easing back on how these grenade launchers handle, and that makes me sad. I don't want to see grenade launchers like take over any part of the game at all. And they still do pretty decent chunky damage too when you get them set up right. With that, take it with a grain of salt. Use it how you want it. My recommendations for PvE: definitely get this. We don't have any other kinetic grenade launchers outside of with the one that's legendary for Vanguard. Somebody let me know down in the comments below. All right, I can't remember, but let me know down in the comments below. I would definitely say get it just for PvE sake, so that you have some variety in your loadouts. If you wanted to rock a kinetic grenade launcher, maybe a different sniper, and vice versa. And I think that is going to do it for me with this review video of the Ignition Code. Okay. Like I said, sound off in the comments down in the section below. Let me know what roles you guys have, or what roles you're looking to get grabbed with this, and why. And that's gonna be it. If this video is helpful for you guys, make sure you click that like button. It helps me out tremendously on YouTube. Also hit the subscribe button so that you know when new content is. Hit the subscribe button and the notification button so that you know when new content is coming up. Keep messing up that boy up there. All right. If you want to hang out with me while I'm hang out with me during the week, I do stream live on Twitch at twitch.tv/Roads of Silence. All right, every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We hang out, we play D2 and a few other games as well. So if you want to come over there and chat about D2 when we're doing that, you can. You can come hang out, get to know me, do that as well. All right. So, like every video, I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace.